Hello, Math 8. Today we are going to look at dividing fractions. Now, dividing by a fraction I find is one of the harder things to kind of show students and kind of grasp a visual image of. But I'm going to try my best to show you how it works. We're going to think of this first question, 4 divided by 1/2. If I have 4 cups of water, this is 1 cup, 1 cup, 1 cup, etc. So I have 4 cups of water, and I have these half cups. How many full cups can fill a half cup? Well, you would fill 2, that would be from the first cup. The next cup would also fill 2. The next cup would also fill 2. And finally, sorry about my drawings, they're not really great, but hopefully they show you. Okay. So we end up with how many half cups? We end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 half cups. So if I took 4 cups and I divided it into half a cup, I would end up with 8 half a cups. Okay? Let's look at the next one. We have 6 divided by 1/4. Again, if I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cups of water, this is 1 cup, etc. Okay. And now I'm going to divide them into quarter cups. This is 1/4, this is 1/4 of a cup, 1/4, 1/4. Again, my drawings are pretty raw, but you'll get the point hopefully. Okay, this one would go here, 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 and here. You could fill up 4 cups. This one would fill up 4 cups. This one would fill up 4 cups. Okay. And so with these ones. So for every cup, you'd get 4 quarter cups out of it. So it's like 6 times 4. So in the end, you would end up with 24 quarter cups. I'm hoping you see a pattern here. It's when you divide by a fraction, it's like multiplying by its reciprocal. For the first question, you could have gotten the same answer by timesing it by 2 over 1, which is equal to 8 over 1, which is equal to 8. Similarly, for 6 divided by 1/4, it could have 6 times 4 over 1, which is equal to 24 over 1, which is equal to 24. Now it gets a little bit harder to illustrate or kind of visualize when you're dividing a fraction by a fraction. Look at 1/2 divided by 1/2. We're going to use the same method. This time we have, in our full cup, we only have half. So the glass is 1 cup, but it's only half full. We're going to divide it into groups. That is a 1/2 cup. Well, if I took the water from the 1 cup that was only half full and poured it into a half cup, it would fill it up. I would end up with 1/2 cup. So my answer is 1. Okay, let's do it by flipping and multiplying. So you have 1/2 times, now you flip your second fraction, or do the reciprocal of it is the correct term. Take the reciprocal of it, and you end up with 2 over 2. Multiply the top, multiply the bottom, which can be reduced to 1. Okay, let's take a look at 3/4 divided by 1/2. If we have, this is a cup, this glass holds 1 cup, but we're only going to take 3/4 of it. Okay, so we have 3/4 of a cup. Now we have glasses that are 1/2. It would fill one completely, right? 1/2. And then it'd fill the next one only halfways. Okay? So you would end up with 1.5 halves. Okay, which if we wrote it as a fraction would be 3 halves. Let's take the reciprocal and do the multiplication and see if we get that answer of 3 halves. We have 3/4 times, take the reciprocal of your second fraction, or flip it. Okay, 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 1 is 4. That can be reduced to 3 halves. Okay, so the trick to dividing by fractions is actually, if you see the pattern here, you can use a multiplication of the reciprocal of it. Let's problem together. A pattern block design is made up of equivalent of 3 1/3 red blocks that you see here. How many blue blocks could cover that design? Okay, so I have 3 1/3 red blocks, and I want to know how many blue blocks could cover this design. So I'm going to actually just make a train of the red blocks and see what it looks like with the blue blocks. So you can see here I've made kind of a train of my 3 1/3 red blocks, and I want to know how many blue blocks would it take to cover this design. So let's first of all, let's flip this picture over so that we're looking at it the right way. Now we're going to take this blue block and try and put it over top, or fill in the same amount of space as the red blocks. So I'm just going to do a drawing. I would divide it, that'd be 1 blue block there. Okay. My next block, blue block, would actually be 1/3 of this one and 2/3 of this one. So there would be 2. Then I'd have 3. Then I would have 4. Sorry, my drawings aren't very good, and finally we would have 5. So we have these red blocks. It would take 5 of them, 5 of the blue blocks to cover the same design. Let's see if we could do that mathematically or with an equation instead of with a picture. So we have 3 1/3 red blocks. Each red block, if we added a picture of it here, each red block, we can think of it as one piece. The blue block is 2/3 the size of the red block. So we had 3 1/3 red blocks, and we're going to divide up that same amount of pieces by the 2/3 block. Okay, we have learned that if you multiply by the reciprocal, you should get the same answer. In order to do this multiplication, we need to have everything not as a mixed fraction, but as a whole fraction. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So the red blocks, 3 1/3 of them would be 10/3 of it, times 3 halves, which is equal to 10 times 3 is 30, 2 times 3 is 6, 30 divided by 6 is 5. So we end up with the same answer. Hopefully that helps you, grade 8s, learning to divide by a fraction. It's not the easiest concept to kind of visualize, but if you remember the rule that you can multiply by the reciprocal, that'll help you on your way. Have a great day.